And welcome back to Jeff Koinange live at the Intercontinental Hotel. What a joy it is to know that even if I am MIA, a guest of the state or whatever, there is always a step in. And like my good friend and rival, yes, Larry. Frenemy. Larry okay, sorry. Madowo. He's done a fantastic job filling in.
People have said succession plans.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If someone said, Larry, the tweets are coming in thick and fast. And by the way, thanks to Kenyans on Twitter, thanks to all you good folks out there tweeting, texting, sending all good messages while I was away. Tonight, the president's good friend and director of digital diaspora, Dennis Itumbi, is in the house along with his friend. Is it frenemy? Is it
frenemy?
Yeah, frenemy. And the man who blogs and people read. No matter what Robert Alai puts out, people are all over it like a cheap suit. Larry, not yours.
Of course not.
No. Twitter handles at Ole Itumbi, at Robert Alai, at Larry Madowo, at Koinange.
The fourth wheel? The fourth wheel here?
Hashtag Alai, no, Itumbi Alai JKL.
Did you notice, by the way, Dennis Itumbi's shirt says Dennis Itumbi?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. He's a brand name?
He's a brand name.
Alai.
No, hang on. In fact, Dennis Itumbi has outlured Alai in every sense.
Yes.
Gadgets. He's brought gadgets for days. Gadgets, yeah.
Relevant gadgets, by the way.
Relevant, huh?
Mtu amesema uzime laptop lakini.
Azime?
Hapana. Hii laptop iko na a lot of content which we'll be exchanging here.
Okay, Alai.
Government.
Digital.
Or maybe the boss is tweeting him, or messaging him. Live. Alai, yes. Jubilee 2 years later, yes. Your thoughts?
I think they are trying. The challenge is, Ruto is the vice president, is the deputy president. And that one will take Jubilee to the grave. Because we have not solved Western. We have not solved Eastern. We have not solved MTRH. We have not solved a lot of land grabbing. And everybody is mentioning, we are not saying he's guilty. Nobody is saying he's guilty. The fact is everybody is mentioning these things. You know, he's saying he doesn't own Western. In fact, his friends say, the deputy president has not come out to say that who owns Western. The fact is, as long as Ruto is the deputy president to President Uhuru, he will be hampered in fighting corruption.
Dennis, your thoughts?
No, I'm not on national television to discuss allegations and imaginations. For instance, let's throw it back to Alai. He's been charged in court for all manner of things, almost like 7, 8 cases, criminal cases, civil to be and have been made criminal, which I have an issue with. But he's been charged. Does it make him guilty?
No.
Does it make him bring down the blogging world? The answer is no.
If I was a government official, I would have to resign. If he was a government official, yes. I would have to resign.
And no one has arrested Ruto before and after now. He's not been taken to court on these corruption issues. And number two,
and you know he was convicted on one.
It's important I go through this. He's mentioned the MTRH.
Which is Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital.
Yes. What is the issue? Number two, what is mentioned the Eastern, I think.
No, you didn't finish MTRH. What do you mean was the issue? The issue is the original tender was for 19 billion.
Ended up being 28 billion.
The concept.
Or 17 to 28.
For what details? You know, the media has framed this issue in a different way. And I'm not blaming the media, I'm blaming the framing of the issue. 17 billion was for what? 1,000 bed facility, a 5,000 car parking within, I don't know whether any of you have been to MTRH, you'll be able to see the space that is there. And that is why they're proposing to build a 5-story building that would accommodate.
A brand new building.
Yeah, for parking. And add 1,000 beds for 17 billion. And that was 2009 when, the project started in 2008 when Professor Nyang' Nyong'o was the Minister for Health. When they came to present to the Deputy President looked at the proposal and what was being said and said, for this amount of money, 2 billion that is constructing car parking, we can buy land that naturally provides the parking because the issue was space. And instead of doing 1,000 beds, we do 2,000 beds. The argument was plausible. The donor who was doing the event said, yes. Land was found, and they did not even buy the land, by the way. Kenya Prisons, which has land in that area, hived some land to create a new, spacious, 2,000-bed facility, referral hospital at MTRH. We are talking about a deputy president who reversed a project that would have cost this country and provided nothing, and is now providing a high referral hospital in that area of location of Kenya, so that it can provide healthcare solutions.
In summary, so the deputy president is completely innocent of all the corruption allegations against him.
And clean.
And clean.
It is not in my place. That you'll have to take. I don't know whether Radio filed or Robert Alai.
You know, sometimes,
I don't know.
Sometimes it's good to speak from the government and say all about these things, because you know the land in question at Wilson Airport is government land. The last time, part of the hotel was claiming the land to build a parking, and you know children ended up being tear gassed there. And one of the children tear gassed is still in hospital because of asthma, in and out of hospital, asthma. The last week I think she was fundraising or something like that. And it's very wrong for the deputy president to continue keeping quiet about, you know, I'm not saying that he resign immediately. What I'm saying is that as long as the deputy president is keeping quiet about Western, about Eastern, because Eastern is Kenya Railways land. Nobody's talking about it. The fact that it's Eastern and this is Western, people already connect that we know that he owns that, and then.
But Jeff, what if the converse is true, that for Alai, that Alai repeated several times, some people want it to be true. So because no evidence has surfaced in many of these corruption allegations, what if somebody is generally just trying to paint the deputy president
Alai
in
or
bad light?
Madowo or Jeff Koinange for that matter, or anyone else watching, filed any report on corruption or complained about that area? And Alai seems to have what he's calling, he's not even saying it's an allegation. He's actually speaking, to him, he's speaking the truth.
Yes.
If he has that truth, why hasn't he filed even private prosecution in court against the deputy president? I mean, we have a lot of people talking, and I do not want to spend the rest of my time on national TV discussing the deputy president. Let's discuss corruption from a very wide angle. And I started giving you that background.
Without mentioning names.
No, you can mention names if you want, if you feel you have the evidence, and after this, provide them, or go and file for a private prosecution.
And I will be putting a disclaimer on all of this.
Yes.
Because I know what it's like to be a guest of the state.
You don't want a repeat of that.
I think the best thing for me, for this government, is that for the government to be clean, because you know the issue of corruption and the issue of tribalism have to be addressed. But the fact is, as long as we have the deputy president accused of this, if today you remove Kimemias, the small Kimemi is not the deputy president. PS, you remove Kenywa, you remove Chirkiri, you remove whoever from the ministries, they'll ask. You heard the stories from Gilu. Gilu was asking, where is number 2?
Yeah. They're all pointing fingers.
These are cabinet secretaries.
We're now discussing stories, allegations.
Okay.
Can we discuss facts? Can you give us documents?
So the issue
Without
is,
documents, we are just alleging.
Okay,
something.
Dennis, any arrest?
You mentioned Langata Primary before we go to that.
Okay, go on.
It was big coverage, tear gassing of children, and rightly so. I mean, we even moved NYS and did all that land. But has Robert Alai or the media itself gone back to court where there is a case about that land, where Airport View, who are the legitimate owners or claim to be the legitimate owners?
Who is Airport View?
I mean,
Sings, imaginary Sings.
No. They have, I mean, if you had gone to court, you'd have seen who is Airport View. 5 guys have listed themselves as owners of Airport View.
Have they been taken to court?
Just a minute. They have not gone to court. They have gone to court to say that they were unfairly removed from that land.
Listen. A cabinet secretary went on TV and said this land is validly of Langata Primary School. But the cabinet secretary says that these people who are claiming this land, who are fencing it, are Airport View. So it means that the Airport View owners should have been arrested for leading to the tear gassing of kids.
I am saying,
but nobody arrested this. So who are the things?
What Alai is presenting is an allegation. What I am telling you is fact. Go to court tomorrow. Look at Airport View CIVO case. They have listed the history of that thing. The Nairobi County government has filed a response explaining that actually what Airport View is claiming is actually true. It is their land. But here we're discussing things from the framing that we want it to be, but from the factual side of things, there is no, that case has been in court now 4 times. I've not seen Robert Alai with his so-called facts responding to that case and saying, I know, or Boniface Mwangi for that matter saying, I know this land belongs, or even Langata Primary filing a case and saying, this land belongs to Langata Primary. And I am not a judge in that case. Just a minute.
Dennis is not being factual also. You remember there's a guy called Jacob Juma, who was taken the deputy president to court over the same piece of land and another land in Ruai. You know, so we know these things. The challenge is we cannot speak about things which are in court.
Robert Alai keeps alleging. Can you tell us what's the case of Jacob Juma?
You know, Jacob Juma wants the deputy president to return the land, the Weston Hotel land.
He says that land rightly belongs to the Civil Aviation Authority.
So it's Weston, not Langata Primary land.
Yes, and Weston,
okay.
you know, Weston,
it's important for us to go with facts. He has already admitted it's not Langata Primary. We are discussing Langata Primary.
Yes.
The fact is, Robert Alai, Boniface Mwangi, Madowo, Dennis Itumbi for that matter, have not filed any response to the claims being done by Airport View. This is a court case. I am not the judge in that case. I may not give the verdict. But a case is going on. It's not being covered by the media. That every media house in this country has a court reporter. That story has not been covered by any media house.
Because Jubilee owns the media in this country now.
How do you
now
how would you say that? I don't know if you want to let that pass. What do you mean Jubilee owns the media? I'm very interested.
You know the challenge and especially me in the media, I look at media very critically. You know, if you do wrong, you do wrong. If you do good, you do good, and I appreciate. But the challenge is that since Jubilee came to power, and there's a mysterious man behind the presidency called, you know, Marcus Courage. Apparently the guy is so good in PR that he has muzzled. The media cannot report anything until the people start trending it online.
That is not entirely true. There are lots of stories that come from the media that people start trending online.
Yes, you know, it comes to the media, but not with the facts as we expected.
So you think we're treating Jubilee with kid gloves?
Yes, I think so. I think so, and it would be good. You know, you can ask the people who have left the media to do other things. You know, the people who think that they are principled enough to do their own things and not be muzzled. And you know, we speak to editors, and they tell you that, you know, there are things we cannot report. And sometimes they even give us, most of the documents we get them from newspaper editors.
Let me just say this for once. Of course, every government is usually unhappy with matters that touch on national security.
Yes.
But there are lots of other areas where editors and reporters have run stories that were critical of government.
Yes.
I don't know if you feel that from where you stand that you have completely taken over the media and there's no critical reporting of government.
No. Don't bring Dennis into this.
Deep down me, I'm a trained journalist, and I have practiced journalism in both local media houses and international media houses, and I appreciate critical journalism that is based on facts.
He's not answering the question.
No, he's not. We're waiting.
What was the question?
The question.
Do you think the government has taken over the media and you've muzzled the press?
The media only owns the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, and even there we don't dictate the editorial policy. Article 33 and 34 of the Constitution clearly say that KBC shall determine its editorial direction. We have kept to that. That is why the president is not reported when he goes to church or when he goes to...
So that is a no.
We don't.
The rest of us, do you think we're unfair?
For media coverage, there is skewed coverage, of course. And there are many examples we can go for skewed coverage. I've just given you one for the Langata Primary. Cover the hype, kill the facts.
Have you ever been called and told, no, don't have that guest?
No.
Don't have Miguna, or don't have Gashoka, or don't have Matsanga, or don't have whoever?
No.
But you remember,
Yes.
citizens sent journalists away.
Yes.
Suspended journalists.
Yes.
Because of being bribed by politicians.
Being allegedly bribed by politicians.
Because they came back on set after being proven not guilty.
But some were sent away. Not all who came back on set. So, but you don't want to say that the people sent away are guilty because we don't know, you know, what they...
But was that a government person or a politician in his own private capacity?
Was actually...
it was, because, you know, this politician is...
Was this politician acting on behalf of the government? Or because he was trying to
believed
hide
so,
his
because
own...
Because
anyway, that's yet another allegation by Alai, which he has kept saying throughout when we have been sitting here. It's yet another allegation that is not backed up by facts.
so
we can move on.
The challenge is, I would love this government to allow critics. I think for this year, I've appreciated the government because, you know, the government has not arrested critics and bloggers the way it used to. And I heard the DPP ordered the police to at least give people room to have freedom of having their own opinions. And appreciated that even when we were at the CID headquarters last, you know, the last case where the police has refused to give me back my cash bail. Even after the DPP told them to give me so, and somebody called the Chief Inspector Kinyua as he refused to give me back.
What did he tell you?
He told me he'll decide when to give me my money, 50,000 shillings.
Chief Inspector Kinyua.
Listen.